Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gaming Daddy channel. Today we're looking at Ghost of Tsushima, and I wanted to show you guys a few tricks that I've learned about standoffs that can help you be successful. Now, one really cool thing about standoffs is it's a very cool way to approach enemy NPCs and be able to gain kind of the drop on them, because the system to do a standoff is actually quite easy. You hold the triangle button. When you approach the enemy, you see a little thing that tells you this is exactly what you need to do. It's an indicator in front of the enemy, and you're able to kind of hold off, and when the enemy is about to strike you, you release it for a precision lethal blow. Now, the very first thing that I have to tell you about these so-called standoffs is once you see that triangle button come up, that indicator, make sure you hold it. If you don't hold it quickly enough, the enemy NPCs aren't going to wait for you. It's not a QTE that says, oh, you're about to start this. No, it's just an indication saying you better be ready, because if you don't hold it, the enemy NPCs will strike, and God help you, they're not very strong. They might deal a killing blow to you. So that's the first thing that you have to basically figure out. Now, the second thing that you need to understand is these enemy NPCs usually strike by giving you different cues. Sometimes they'll give you an auditory cue, sometimes a tactile cue, and sometimes a visual cue. In many cases, I've seen these NPCs behave differently. Sometimes they'll yell when they're about to strike you. Sometimes they'll yell even when they don't want to strike you, just to fake you out. Sometimes they'll move their body or maybe even their feet to try to indicate that they're about to strike you. And then sometimes they'll move their body when they don't want to strike you. So what does all this mean? They fake you out. In fact, if you want to be very careful, watch out for those that are wielding the sword, because they can twist their sword like a 180 degrees, and then you think they're about to strike you and then you miss. So using the cues, you can basically figure out some of the enemy types and the way they actually attack with their weapons. Now, when it comes to the enemy NPCs that make no sound when they're about to stand off with you, then you have to use the tactile, cue for you to be able to counter and take them out. And that is watching carefully to see when they're going to move like they want to strike you. Not when they move their weapon, not when they move their body, not when they adjust themselves, but when they actually move their weapons or raise their weapons like they're about to strike you. That's when you actually deal your blow by letting go of the triangle button. This is what's going to help you be very successful. Now, one very interesting thing that somebody has said, I think another content creator, Grizz Gaming, said one of the best things you need to do is watch their footwork. This is a very good, I would say, strategy to use, but I don't think I can actually bear to just watch their feet. I usually watch their hands and their body, because when they're coming at you, you will see it. So whatever part of the enemy NPC's body that you need to watch while they're actually trying to attack you, that will clue you into it, I would recommend that you kind of check out and see exactly what, best suits you. Then another thing that I would love to show you guys is when it comes to your techniques, there are actually some really cool techniques that will help your ghost to, that will help your samurai be able to do very well at standoff. So the initial standoff skill basically allows for you to be able to deal one death blow to one enemy NPC. Well, you can also improve and unlock to get a standoff streak where you're able to deal a standoff blow successfully to one enemy NPC. Another enemy NPC runs at you, opening themselves up to receive another standoff blow. In this case, though, you see that the enemy NPC that's coming at you, you have to make sure that they actually try to strike you by pulling their weapon back, and then you hit the button that allows for you to deal that blow. And then when you really want to go crazy and when you get enough of the technique points, you can then go with the improved standoff streak. This allows for you to be able to take out about 3 enemy NPCs. Actually, you're only able to take out 3 after taking out the first one successfully, then the second one if it's successful, and then the third one you can take them all out. Now, note that when you do a standoff, it improves your resolve. And one of the good things about your resolve is it helps you with, some kind of really cool stuff as a ghost yourself. So I don't want to spoil too much for you, but I just wanted to share these little tips with you just to help you kind of start, looking for these encounters actually, because they're actually pretty, good. They're rewarding. They allow for you to enjoy the game for what it is. And, if you're able to kind of do them more comfortably, it's a very nice way for you to be able to take out enemies, especially when you walk up to a duel and you say, send me, I need somebody stand against me. They send their best or sometimes their strongest fighter. So usually a brute. And it's nice to be able to take out a brute in one hit. And that's, you know, that way you only have the minions to deal with, especially if you're playing on a hard difficulty, because hard difficulty, they will come after you. A bunch of them will rush you. So you don't want a brute on you while you're trying to take out a whole bunch of different enemy NPCs that have different fight styles. So I hope that, you know, basically helps you guys. Thank you so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you for watching the video. If you have any further questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. If I know the answer, if I don't know the answer, I'll say I don't know. All right, I'll get out of your hair. Peace.